Okay, I'm sitting here with Christine Morris of the Habitat for Humanity, and she's the director, and we're going to have a conversation with the community today. So, welcome, Christine.
Thank you, Dave, and thank you for taking this time to come to Habitat for Humanity and see what we're doing.
Great. So, I guess to start off with, could you give us sort of an overview of Habitat and how Habitat operates, etc., within the community?
Yeah, well, Habitat's been here for 25 years, and we're just about to complete our 40th home.
Wow.
So building affordable homes in this community is very important, as you might imagine, especially given the fact that we live in a resort community. There's been many articles written, recently one in the Whitefish Pilot, explaining how difficult it is for the people that actually work and support the community to find affordable housing. So we reach out to the families that are within 20 to 60% of the median income, given the size of their family. And a lot of people don't understand Habitat, that we actually partner with the family, and that partnership includes a need. Many of our families are living in substandard homes, perhaps without plumbing, overcrowding, or maybe they're paying above 30% of their gross income, up to 50 or 60% on rent, because as you know, rentals are difficult to find in this area as well. So there has to be a need. The family has to be able to pay a 30-year interest-free mortgage. Habitat for Humanity holds many of those mortgages, sometimes Montana Board of Housing. And also a willingness to partner. I think probably many of you listening are aware that Habitat requires at least 500 hours of sweat equity from our families. So we're out there working side by side with our families. How do we build an affordable home? Well, our model is because, again, of your viewers who are volunteering their time on the site. We build with about 98% volunteer labor, every home. Currently, we're working on a very large project, our largest to date. We're building 16 homes in Columbia Falls. Not only are we building beautiful townhomes for these families, anywhere from 2 to 5 bedrooms. We build for the family. We just don't build and say, oh, we have a house. We build for the needs of that specific family. We are building to Energy Star ratings. Getting certified on each home means we're building green. What is Energy Star? It's a very strict set of regulations that you must pass and to be certified. What that means for our families, you're not going to believe this number, less than $500 a year in electricity. We are putting high-end heat pumps in, recirculating the air in such a way, of course, that it's healthy. But this is something, we just got a commendation letter from Flathead Electric Cooperative saying that we are in 1% of builders in this community that are building to these standards. So the families, we are able to do this because people like you come out and build. And you need no experience to come out to the build site. We have a wonderful construction manager that's out there. He is a great teacher as well. If you've never held a hammer, we're happy to have you. You know, there's a job for everyone. It takes about 3,500 hours of volunteer labor to build one of our homes. So as you might imagine, our relationship with the community, that's what it's all about.
Right.
And supporting these families, again. Another thing that I want to talk about, I know you just asked for an overview and I could talk forever, right? But another thing that's very important are the benefits of homeownership. This is something I didn't understand until I came on board about 7 months ago. When I started researching the statistics of the benefits of home ownership, it literally blew my mind. Children that grow up in a home owned by the family rather than in a rental are 20% more likely to graduate from high school. They are 100% more likely to go on to higher education and obtain a college degree. Let's think about what that means for that family, of course. But then let's think broader. What does that mean for our community? When you are realizing the potential of even just one child, maybe that child is not on food stamps, that family is off of welfare, that family, we like to say we're giving a hand up rather than a hand out. Again, these families are paying their mortgage monthly, just like you and I. The break is, it's interest-free, it's affordable. It allows them, therefore, to have a little bit of extra cash flow. We're talking about families that are making $25,000 a year with 2 or 3 children. That is that is a family that would not qualify under normal circumstances. But under Habitat's model, they do qualify. Partnering with the community giving these families a hand up under the Habitat model enables the community to benefit. The cost, if you want to just talk in terms just of cost effectiveness, as I said, keeping these families off of the social welfare programs, let alone the potential individual human potential for these families, these children. Even the adults go back and are able to get their education. And then the children going on to school and fulfilling their potential. What does that mean? What is the multiplier effect? How do you give a multiplier effect to that? Fulfilling the potential of an individual human being. It's a great model, and I didn't realize the depth of the model, the depth of the impact, not only again on the family, but on the community, and ultimately on our nation. Where is this, and ultimately on you and I as taxpayers even? I mean, where is this funding ultimately coming from? A lot of these programs are federally funded.
Right.
So this is really grassroots. So we rely on every individual or group or business or church that comes out and gives a build day and supports, builds side by side with our families, gets to know our families and see who they are. Wonderful people. Excuse the phone, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Chris, could you tell me a little bit about, let's take the volunteer or volunteers. How do they get to you? How do people decide to be a volunteer? Go ahead.
Well, there's many ways. They can go right to our website. We have a program called Volunteer Up, and you can sign right up on Volunteer Up, register. Our schedule is online now for people individually to come. Call us. Just call us on the phone. We have many business organizations or many churches that come out. They tell us it was the best day they've had. They got to know their co-workers. They got to know members of their church or whatever in a way that they didn't, because they had a great day working on the site together side by side.
Right.
And at the end of the day, when you come out, we're going to give you a job. You might not want to be on a ladder, that's fine. You may not want to work with a power tool, that's fine. But Steve, our construction site supervisor, is going to give you a job where at the end of the day you will feel, I accomplished a great deal. And not only that, you might say next time you have a project in your home, hey, I'm going down to the local Home Depot or whatever, and I'm going to do that job myself. So you're contributing, you're learning something, and you're having a great day. So we have a lot of businesses that will come out, will give a day, even during the week. Their business will decide, we're going to do this community day, we're going to do it during the weekend. Actually, it's not a holiday. The employees don't even have to take a holiday.
Right. Do the people that are qualified to get a home and they have to put in 500 hours of work, so is that all on the build site, or is that at your other location, the resale store too, or how does that operate?
That's a very good question. So we also serve the handicapped community. Some of our families are not able to actually build on the site. One family just moved in. The wife is legally blind. She couldn't work construction. She did do projects at the Restore. She did help serve lunches at the site.
Okay.
She did come in even to the office. We've had families that have specific talents, and we use those talents. The other thing is that families can use family members and friends to help them with that 500 sweat equity hours. A lot of these families are working 1-2 jobs.
Right.
And 500 hours in helping to build their house, it may be a very difficult challenge for them. So they bring in their friends and their family for a build day. Those count toward their sweat equity hours. So we work individual needs of each family.
Right. Now take the prospective homeowner for Habitat. How do the homeowners get selected to participate in the program? And is there a mentoring program with somebody on the inside of Habitat that helps the family qualify, or not qualify, but to go through the different steps to make sure they're ready when the home is ready to start?
Yes, that's very important. The family comes in, we ask the basic questions, we look at is there need, we look at their financial situation, so we probably pull a credit report to understand what their debt ratio is and make sure they fall, that they can afford it. Our purpose is not to burden this family by saying, sure, we'll give you this house, but you really can't afford it. Because again, they are paying their monthly mortgage payment.
Right.
So they do have to be able to afford the home. And we have on staff a family services coordinator who works with our family selection committee, board members and other members of the community. We're always looking for people that might want to work on a committee like that. We do a home visit to determine need. We look closely at the financial situation. And then, of course, the willingness to partner. Is the family enthusiastic? Is this something they want to do? Is this something that is important to them? You know, are they? And most, of course, our families are. They're very excited. It's offering them and their children a new beginning. So, and then mentoring is so important. We are strengthening and building our committee. We'd love to have your volunteer time as a family mentor. So please give me a call personally and I will talk to you about what that means. It's a great volunteer opportunity because you do it on your time. Maybe you meet with the family once a month just to be sure that, you know, all the ducks are in a row, that they're not struggling. We do require that our families go to financial education courses which are offered through the community college here. It's one of the requirements for home ownership.
Okay.
To help with the whole process of budgeting, things which maybe some of these families haven't had to do. They're just living, a lot of them hand to mouth if they're paying 50% of their gross income in rent or something like that.
Right. Okay, now on the house itself, you say it takes on an average 3,200 man hours to complete a house. Does Habitat do all phases of the home building, or do you bring in experts for like the foundation and stuff like that, or how does that operate?
We do, as I said before, probably close to 95 to 97%. The foundation is built out. Like, we're not going to take our backhoe and build it out.
Correct.
But we do build in that foundation. We have people that, you know, do that. One thing where we bring in, of course, is electrical, plumbing. All the code requirements are outside contractors. And we do bring in somebody to do the final, we'll put up the drywall, but to do the final finish on the drywall.
Yes. Because
that's something that you and I, unless you know how to do it, it just doesn't look.
Correct.
It's what we want it to look like. So
yes.
Some of the final, those type of things, installation of appliances, anything that requires, these houses of course have to meet code.
Correct.
Like any other home.
Correct. Okay. Habitat, we've talked about the, let's say, the administration part, a little bit about you guys, how you handle everything on the internal right here. But then the build side takes care of the housing part. So how about the other leg of Habitat, which is the resale store? So can you address that a little bit? Yeah,
we are very, very fortunate in that Habitat came up with this model of recycling building materials, furniture, artwork. You know, we do take many things, but it's called the Restore. And we have one here. It's right on site, South Idaho, here in Kalispell. This is, I think, our third incarnation, and we keep outgrowing ourselves. We're now about at 3,700 square feet, and we are looking at renting a space that's close to between 12 and 15,000 square feet. We could fill it like that. At this point, we're having to turn things away because we simply haven't got the space for them. So it's a wonderful, wonderful source of revenue. Right now it's supporting us to the tune of about net a little over $100,000 a year is coming from the Restore. right back into our building. That those funds are going into supporting Habitat for Humanity here in the Valley. So people will drop off donations. We also have trucks. We can do deconstruct. Somebody has a kitchen. I'm going to upgrade this kitchen. We'll come and we'll take those kitchen cabinets.
Oh, so you will actually put in the labor to get that done. Oh, so that's really a benefit too.
Yeah, you call us, we will do a deconstruct because this is value. And of course we are selling it. And some of the hardware stores or even the big box stores, Home Depot, Lowe's, will donate brand new materials. So every day it's like, a treasure hunt. You can come into that restore and you can find something brand new that will cost you maybe 10% of what it would have cost you new. Incredible. And I walk through there and I'm always amazed at the resources. But stay tuned because hopefully within the next 3 months we will be in a 12,000 square foot location.
Wow.
Where we can handle this.
You mentioned a gentleman that was at the Restore location, and he had actually built something out of all components from the Restore. So would you share that with us, please?
I will, and I hope that we can do an interview with him.
Oh, yes.
This gentleman now works for us at the Restore, but he's an artist in that he does music and sound and recordings, and he has built a sound studio in Columbia Falls where his home is. And my understanding, and I'm just dying to get out there and see it and write an article myself, but is that he built the entire studio with materials from the Restore.
Wow.
This is one example. I was at the community college, did an art show recently, and I walked into one of the artists' booths, and I said, and he was from Missoula, and I said, where did you get your materials? I could tell right away.
Right.
It was very eclectic. He built everything in his design, his frames, his pieces, his sculptural qualities, the three-dimensional type of work he did, came from Restore. We have many artists that come and get the old windows, the beautiful old windows that you use, other pieces to do artwork that are using our Restore as well. But the contractors every day, a lot of them will walk through, people that are doing, projects at their own home.
Right.
They come in and they find just what they need, or the door, or the window, or what have you. So
that's great.
And we are saving I'm pretty sure this is accurate, 60,000 tons of materials from our local landfills annually. So this whole green theme is kind of a part of what we're doing now, sustainability. Not only is affordable housing a critical need in our area, I think we all understand that with the housing costs in this area, maybe they've come down a little, still a critical need. But living in such a beautiful area, we feel that being green in the ways that we can be, which are very affordable to us with the sponsorships we get. Dow donates materials to us, or we can do extra installation, all this kind of thing. It's cost effective for our families, for our environment, and we feel it's a responsible thing to do. Restore the same way. It's recycling all these materials, and it's supporting the work that we do. So we've got this kind of, if you will, this very circular type of organization, using our Restore, our construction, our community, our families, the growth circle. It's growing. We see ourselves growing. You asked, what is our capacity? Well, when we built our first house in Whitefish 25 years ago, we were building one house a year. We're now capable of building 4 to 6 homes per year on this model.
Wow.
And we see that could grow as we create a sustainable funding base through community support, increasing our volunteer base. And so we feel we're at a plateau and we're ready to go.
So if members of the community wanted to donate services in kind or some monetary contribution, they contact the group and contact you.
contact
And
me.
if somebody had a piece of land and they said, well, we think this might be appropriate too for the usage, they could contact you about that too then.
That would be wonderful. Of course, we always are looking for land. Land prices in our area, Dave, as you know, are very high.
Yep.
And this has been a challenge, again, to keep our home affordable. We are a 501c3. Anything that's donated to us, the restore or land, a financial gift, is tax deductible.
Great.
So anybody out there that has a piece of land that they might be interested in donating, it would be a tax deduction, and you would be helping the community in so many of the ways that I listed, especially this multiplier effect. I mean, not only did these families become taxpayers, right now our families are contributing, I think, upwards of $75,000 a year of all our home owners to the tax base of our county. Homeowners tend to be more involved in their community, whether it's on the PTA or whatever, more involved in the schooling of their children. And then, of course, we talked about that tapping into the human potential, the stats of being a homeowner versus a renter. Government subsidized housing here is at a standstill. The waiting list is over 2 years. The need is very much there. And this is a way, every program is important, including providing food, whatever different programs do. Again, this is a program that we want to build sustainability for the family, for the community, and why we feel that it's so valuable, the model that was built. And so what you're giving is multiplying. It is multiplying. It's not just, they say, give a man a fish, teach a man to fish. We all know that old motto. And we hope with our system, our support, our mentoring, many of our families have gone on to be able to achieve things that without a hand up, they wouldn't have been able to. So Habitat sits here, but we can't do it without you, without the support of our community, those volunteers on our build site. There's so many pieces to this. So we really, I think, are a wonderful template, if you will, or model of a grassroots organization. We help get it done. We help organize. We build the system and the structure in which we can accomplish this mission and this goal. But it is a community effort.
Christine,
100%.
thank you very much, and it's been a pleasure. And thank you for speaking to the community today.
Thank you so much, Dave.
Thanks.
Good luck.